Hi, I'm Julian. So since the iPhone came out, I've always had great ideas for iPhone apps. And then I wanted to learn how to make iPhone apps so I could make those apps. But now that I know how to make them, I can't remember any of the great ideas. So last year I've been learning how programming works, and I made an iPhone app. So I started with CodeRunner, or Ruby, which is a language, and this is the CodeRunner developing environment. Next slide. Go back one. So I started with non-graphic stuff with words. So this is Madlib, and it asks you to type in verbs and adjectives and stuff, and then it makes a story. The next slide. So in programming, you need to use a lot of math. So this is a program that you type in two angles of a triangle, and then it gives you the third one. So it's a pretty short program. So this is the first graphic game I made, and I learned how to make objects. So they're actually just rectangles that you type in the height and width on the computer, and then you put an image onto there. So that ball is actually a square with an image of a ball. And I learned how to make them move and bounce. Next slide. So this is the same, there's a paddle, a ball, and when the ball bounces off the bricks, they disappear. So I learned how to make one object and then repeat it a bunch of different times and make them all do stuff themselves. And I learned that when you make something disappear, it doesn't actually disappear, it moves a few thousand pixels off the screen. So when that brick disappeared, it goes right here. And next slide. So this is almost the same, except the bricks are aliens that move and shoot at you. And then you shoot at the aliens instead of bouncing the ball. And these blocker things, to make each part disappear separately, I made a bunch of separate parts that each disappear when you shoot them. So this is one square, one section, and there are a bunch of sections that disappear when you hit them. The next slide. So this is the last one I made, and it was the hardest. Because I needed to make each of the two ghosts think themselves and move in different ways to chase the Pac-Man. The next slide. So it was really hard to make the maze the right way. So first I had to draw it on a piece of paper, and then write the coordinates along the top and bottom, so write the coordinates for each square. Then I wrote them out on a piece of paper, and then I had to enter them into the computer about 10 times before it actually worked. And then I needed to figure out how to make the Pac-Man be able to move through the maze while it was touching it, not stop because it was touching it on the top and bottom, but still move left and right. So that was really hard. Next slide. So then I started learning Objective-C with the Xcode development environment, because that's the language that iPhones use. And actually nothing else uses it. And Apple uses its own language because it's annoying. Amen, brother. So this section over here, if you highlight a line, it tells you what it does and what it means and stuff. And this section is where you select the different windows. Next slide. So there's a section where you can make the user interface by dragging on text and buttons and sliders and a bunch of different stuff. So this is the toolbox with sliders and switches and a bunch of stuff that you can drag onto the screen. And then you connect it to the code so you can tell it what to do in the code. Next slide. So this is a test app that actually someone else made, and then they put it online. So you can put it into your own thing and see how they made the code. So the red, green, and blue are how far you tilted the different ways. Oh, actually, can you show the app right now? I forgot to do that.
Show the app on here?
Yeah.
Is it on here?
It's your iPhone.
No.
He's been playing it.
Your app or this one?
The app that I made.
The tilt app, okay. Alright.
Wait, so don't play it.
I already have
So basically all of our
Wait, so I'm going to describe it first. No, actually, play it first.
Here, I'll do the.
So just. Okay,
Set the tutorial on.
Hey, I've got your same high score. I've got 8. Explain mine.
Okay, so you might not get it while he's playing it, but I'll like explain it after. There's this tilt right, so you have to tilt the phone to the right, and tilt left, backward, forward. So then when it says words on the screen, you need to tilt it the right way before the timer runs out.
I'm tilting it.
Okay, so now make a mistake, so you can see the X.
Well, do you want to level 2 so you can see?
Alright, fine. Okay, level 2, it shows it on the opposite side, so forward on the back. And then it shows it on the opposite side, 232. Oh, he got an X, so if you get 3 X's, then you lose. You know what yeah, he got game over. And then in the third level, it shows them in different places, so that it's harder to like figure out which way to turn it. And then the timer gets faster, so you have less time. I think there's about 15 levels. They just get faster and harder. So go back. Can you go back to the slideshow? So yeah, that's the game. So I had to figure out how to figure out when it was tilted. The next slide. So so when you tilt it the right way, it vibrates. So I had to figure out how to make it vibrate and how to use buttons. So when you press that button, the iPhone vibrates. So that's that. So that's what I made myself. That the sliders go up when it's when you tilt it a certain way. And then it shows like a number for how much it's tilted. Next slide. So this is the first version of my app. Like when I first started making it. The next slide. So then I made it color to make it look cool.
It'll work.
Yeah, no, back. The next slide.
Come on, Ed. That's the next slide.
So I submitted it to the App Store, and they rejected it because it didn't have an introduction, and it didn't have a high score. It didn't show your high score. So next slide. So I added like options where it shows your high score, and I added the tutorial that you saw in the beginning. I didn't have that before. So next slide. Yeah, that's the options window. Next slide. And that's the game. Next slide. So that's when I submitted it to the App Store. And so the second time they accepted it. So yeah, now it's like on the App Store for free, so you can get it. It's called Tilt Reflex.
Should charge for it.
So I'd like to thank my dad and my mentor Dick. I don't think he's here. Any questions?
You know how many times it's been downloaded?
No.
At least a limit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna steal his question. So,
No, you're not. No. Shut up.
Do you plan on making any more apps?
Probably.
We'll all get it.
Yeah, there's
Is there any reviews on it?
Stimulator app.
Yeah, there's 2.
Other than mine?
And mine.
About 5 months.
Okay.
Yes? You're raising your hand.
Yeah, me too.
Oh.
There's one back
Any
over
other
there.
questions? Okay, yeah.
Do you play it a lot?
I played it way too much while I was making it. I went to higher levels to see if they were working. So I'm sort of tired of playing it. So
What's your high score? We want to know so we can.
111.
111?
What? Oh yeah. So on Instagram, Michaela posted her high score that was 80. So they changed
I was
the.
doing good. I made it past like level 7.
So then I changed the code and made it say 900,000 and then posted that. Yeah, and then a few people actually thought it was real, so then I posted another one that said infinity. Yeah, Foxy?
You said that you made it so it only goes up to level 15, so what's the max score that you could go up to?
I think it's 7 times 15.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. What's 7 times 15?
It's 105.
No.
No, but I don't
So it's
How many things are in a level? Do you remember how many things are in a level?
There's 10, so it's 150.
Yeah, so it's 150. Alright, awesome.
Did you ever have trouble making it go beep? Or making it vibrate?
So when I was making the like one of the Ruby apps, I was trying to make it beep when I did something. I forget exactly what. So I looked online and found a line of code that said it would make it beep, and then I used it. So instead of beeping, it was Siri's voice that said the word beep.
I'm like, seriously, beat you.
Child?
How did you choose the name?
So I originally wanted it to be Tilt, but Tilt was taken, so then my dad actually decided on Tilt Reflex, and I didn't really like it, but I couldn't change it. It's okay.
Did you have to make anything in your app different for like iPads to iPhones?
I was going to, but then I decided not to because it would be easier. But you can get iPhone apps on iPads, so you can just get the iPhone version on the iPad and it works fine.
You should make it so no.
Touch.
You should just.
Well, I
make it
mean,
a
what, like an
different
actual iPad.
It works fine.
Make it work for a laptop, so you can just like.
Sideways T. Because the T is the first letter in tilt. And you have to like tilt the phone so it's right to like tilt the T.
Okay, you guys are cut off, I'm trusting you.
No, because they said Apple's annoying, so it only uses like that language and it doesn't work on anything else. So I need to like write the whole code again if I wanted it to work on anything else.
Yeah, that was gonna be my question. Do you plan on making it available for Android or no?
No, because they don't know the Android language.
Learn it. Learn it and make it available for everyone.
Were you programming in other languages, or is this your first exposure?
No, those two languages, Ruby and Objective-C. Any other questions?
Is it hard?
Yeah, it's pretty hard. You mean programming or the game? It's pretty hard.
It's addictive.
It's hard.
Yeah, it is playing it right now. Sorry. Any more questions?